I'm here humbly to tug at your heartstrings. I remember the agility and the innocence and the various colors of the thick mud puddles just before the rains came, how teeth were generally discolored, often missing, sometimes as black as coal or brick red, with bits of foliage poking out from between them. The wrinkled skin that spoke of years in the sun, bent backs that have worked harder than I can imagine, toenails on toes like the battered price tag upon an old hammer, hairless arms and legs, wispy mustaches and beards. Smelling food, something delicious as you pass through an otherwise disgusting and filthy union of crap metal huts, some with smoke pouring out of every billionth seam. Telephones that don't work, cars and buses that don't work, fans, sidewalks, buildings, lights, country leaders, laws and cops, legs, arms and fingers and eyes that don't work. Men that don't work. Trickle-down economics doesn't work well enough or fast enough. Wars, embargoes, and getting upset definitely don't work. Smiling works, especially combined with patience. Soap and television work when available, and unshakable faith in bus drivers of any sort of transportation works. Listening without understanding works. Learning the words hello and delicious in other languages work. Suspiciousness of all animals, singing, flip-flops, and women on motorbikes work perfectly. Exploring the food option available generally works, and it's usually worth it. Asking questions, slowing down, eye contact, foreign languages, barbers, beer and whiskey, kindness, all work. Strange-looking fruit tastes good regardless of the smell, as do cigarettes that work to pass the time. Witnessing garbage tossed out the window with the nonchalance of breathing. Receiving fruit on a train from an old lady, free fruit from vendors at markets, bracelets from some of the poorest kids on the planet when we refuse to buy something. Realizing there's no answer to the biggest question of all, and to dwell on it is further proof of our errant privilege. For this short time, living truly in the moment, honestly caring less about things and more about something far less tangible, something, as it turns out, incomprehensible. Rooms from luxury to rat-infested, having nothing in common to what lies just on the other side. Catholic churches and rice fields, bamboo bridges, women sowing rice knee-deep in mud, the green carpet stretching from their conical hats to the mountains in the distance. Kids with life skill responsibilities, like driving their mothers to market on a boat, out checking fish traps with their siblings, they're all naked. Driving ox carts, motorcycles, buses, trucks, cattle, tourists, selling trinkets, begging in their shirts that look like oil rags with a thread already removed for other purposes. Kids selling curry puffs and themselves. Cities full of every imaginable temptation, and feeling like part of the elite I used to blame for everything. Fired clay tile roofs on bamboo huts, brick kilns in the middle of nowhere, oil palm and tea and pepper and rubber plantations, but very little wilderness or wildlife. Music is everywhere, like a heartbeat, like a lifeline. Street sweepers, usually female, sweep all day and most of the night with their brooms made of branches, pushing the silt this way and that. Sweeping driveways and patios and hallways and tiled floors and sidewalks and porches, removing the shoes before entering, and the various ways to say hello. Sawati Kap, Sabaidi, Sin Chow, Mingalaba. Watching pigeons interact and lights flickering on skyscrapers, counting exchange money under a fan, the ridiculous pile of bills flutter up and off and under the bed. Still learning and pouring the fine hot pepper powder also underneath a fan. Most of the pepper lands in my lap or in my nose. Infected wounds on my calf and foot, stumbling drunk and ripping off my toenail at the beach, snorkeling and tourist trekking, renting motorbikes and riding on the roofs of trains and trucks with the men in the luggage, dangling off the back of songtas and tuk-tuks, chili sauce on everything in every country. Eating from street vendors when you're not hungry because you may never ever see those cute little rolled-up pancakes again, or trying something simply because you don't know what it is. Sugarcane and lime juice from a wheeled press on a handcart while the gas tank on the bus is welded back together and the sunbeams paint everything with dust. The sound of bird calls, buzzing insects, cow brays, horns of all descriptions, laughing and conversation. Singing and music drift everywhere, often blazing karaoke laced with whiskey. Completely detached from the concept of day or month, throwing sand at each other, making love in the phosphorescent ocean under the moon and limestone cliffs and fireflies. Boats with eyes, boats with wooden seats, and V8 engine blocks mounted on a swivel with a propeller attached. Rice is everywhere, and motorcycles too. Fear, hope, trust, sincerity, naivete, ignorance, acceptance, wisdom, vitality, creativity, resourcefulness, survival, and love. Children on the streets begging for love, for hugs, for kisses rather than the money. Showering us with their beautiful creations of cigarette butts on the end of sticks, tree branches, sticks with berries, and a cigarette box lance with sticks full of berries. They follow us down the street, not allowing us to cross and say goodbye until we allow them to hug us, to kiss our hands, until we hug them back.